Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Hundreds packed the Ralph Engelstad Arena for the funeral of a fallen Grand Forks police officer, and red, white, and blue lights led Officer Holt's body to Minnesota, where he was buried. Valley News team's Joshua Piguero joins us live from along the funeral procession route in Grand Forks. Joshua?
Inside that arena, Beth, the stands were nearly full as they all paid homage in their respects for Cody Holts. But earlier along this procession route, there was a group of bikers who also joined. Monday morning, they lined up in front of the Ralph Engelstad Arena with American flags to honor a man killed in the line of duty.
And, I don't want to get too political about it, but yeah, I was really saddened that one of our officers that protects our community was shot in the line of duty.
Grand Forks police officer Cody Holts died last week while assisting sheriff's deputies. Deputies originally came under fire by 41-year-old Salama Pendleton while serving eviction papers. Holts was part of the reinforcement and was killed. Bruce Burgess of the Patriot Guard says families contact his group for support at funerals.
We're here to pay respect, not interfere with their privacy wishes.
All 27 bikers came from various parts of North Dakota and Minnesota to show solidarity.
Important to us to show that the family, that there are people that care other than family, that we may not know them, but we do care and we want to pay our respects to them.
They stood for nearly 3 hours in the heat, not flinching. Burgess has done 17 funerals in the 10 years he's been a part of the Patriot Guard. He says they don't get easier over time.
They all have a special place in your heart because you get to meet the family and see the niceness in their hearts, that they're proud that you were there for them.
Hundreds also joined the family in remembering a 29-year-old who lost his life protecting and serving his community. The bikers say they also usually assist in less somber events such as military send-offs and with those that come back from fighting overseas. I'm going to send it right back to you in the studio, Beth, reporting live in Grand Forks. Joshua Piguero, Valley News Live.
A tremendous sign of support there. Thank you so much, Joshua. Well, now we head back to the Ralph Engelstad Arena, where crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley has been all morning, along with police officers from across the region, joining together to mourn the loss of their brother, Officer Cody Holts. Bailey?
Beth, I want to read you something from Officer Cody Holt's program from earlier this morning. Cody put God, family, and his country above all other things. We thank God that he was able to have the strength and courage to serve and protect, to give the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. Time and time again this afternoon, he was called a true hero and a true servant. So it makes sense why I saw dozens and dozens and dozens of officers here today lined up at the Ralph Engelstad Arena and lined up to take Cody Holts to lay him to rest. I've saw officers from almost every city and county here in North Dakota, as well as Minnesota. There were people here from South Dakota, as well as Iowa, as well as the border. It was truly touching to see just how strong this brother and sisterhood in blue truly is. They don't know Cody, but just hearing his sacrifices that he made made a lot of officers tell me that this entire week truly is about Cody Holts. We'll continue to keep you updated on this memorial for Cody Holts in Grand Forks. Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
All right, thank you so much, Bailey. And we will have more tonight on Officer Holt's burial on Valley News Live at 6 and 10. Well, Moorhead police are asking for the public's help in locating a man that fled from police. Officials say 26-year-old Warren Misovich fled from Fargo after police tried to stop him several times during a pursuit this afternoon. Police say Misovich was last seen driving a white 1997 Dodge Ram Club Cab pickup. He is also facing several other charges. If you know where Misovich is or see his truck, you are asked to call the Red River Regional Dispatch Center at 701-451-7660. Well, we've said goodbye to the 90s today as some rain and storms rolled through the area this morning. Let's find out if the storms have officially moved out. Here's Hutch with your first alert forecast.
Beth, we can say that absolutely. Most of them, though, are heading in toward the Twin Cities and western reaches of Wisconsin. We do have a few blips on the radar screen near the Northern Valley, so we can't rule out isolated activity there. But for most of us, it's going to be quieter. And you're right, we've gotten rid of the 90-degree weather. We've cooled off about 7 to 10 degrees in most locations. Look at Fargo, still 88 degrees, so it's not necessarily cool out there. More beautiful pictures. Luke capturing this distant thunderstorm here in the Pine Lake area. Here is another look at a lot of photos that were sent in of the wave clouds called undulatus clouds. Clouds are one way to visualize the motions in our atmosphere that we typically can't see when it's just air, right? Air is invisible. So temperatures tonight, cooling down particularly after sunset. So in Fargo, it's going to be a warm one, but a dry one. In Grand Forks, I think we stay dry, a little bit cooler there. Now, cooler air punching in for your midweek day on Wednesday and another chance of storms. I'll detail all of that in a moment.
All right. Thank you so much, Hutch. Well, state health officials are confirming 22 new cases of COVID-19, along with 4 additional deaths across North Dakota. Officials say all 4 victims were from Cass County, had underlying health conditions, and range in age from their 60s to their 90s. 22 new cases were reported as well, bringing the active total to 454. 2,127 people are listed as recovered. In Minnesota, 310 new cases have been confirmed, along with 22 more deaths linked to the illness. In total, the death toll for the state of Minnesota sits at 1,072, with 866 in long-term care facilities. There are now 4,055 active COVID-19 cases in Minnesota. 20,381 people no longer require isolation. The search continues for the person who stole a car and crashed it in North Fargo. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says the driver hit a cable median barrier on I-29 near 19th Avenue just before 1 a.m., then took off on foot from the crash. Troopers say it doesn't appear the driver was injured, but officials couldn't find them when they searched the area. The owner of the vehicle had reported it stolen earlier in the night in Fargo. And a garage in the Northern Valley is a total loss after a fire earlier this morning. Crews say it happened around 3 in the 1500 block of 11th Avenue South. When firefighters arrived, the garage was engulfed in flames. No one was inside the detached garage, nor were there any vehicles inside. The cause is still under investigation. Officer Cody Holty was laid to rest this afternoon in Augustana Church Cemetery in rural Halstead, where Cody grew up. Halstead and neighboring Hendrum, Minnesota are remembering Cody as their hometown hero. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard shows us how his town has been lighting it up for their final farewell.
To actually drive in this morning and see the blue ribbons on all the trees and all the blue ribbons on all the light posts in town, and
pieces of blue on lights, trees, and porches.
I've watched him grow up, watched him become a father. This is a really hard day.
Loyalty, kindness, humbleness, and honor, some of the many traits that Cody Holty will be remembered by.
He always thought of others and put others first, and that's why he's a hero today.
Donna Scholl saying the demand to light it up blue in Hendrum and Halstead was so high, they wiped out the FM area of blue lights.
I've known Cody since he was born. Actually, I went to high school with his mom, and later was his teacher in high school.
Principal Mary Nicholas knew Cody Holty the day he stepped into her kindergarten classroom.
he was an all-American kid, just loved sports, loved athletics. Cody was doing what he loved. He was destined to always be in law enforcement.
Many say they're trying to keep busy. Others say they're starting to feel the presence of Cody Holty through the bold blue lights shining within.
It just puts into your heart how much it meant, and it shows the support that our community has for each other.
In Hendrum and Halstead, Minnesota, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
Starting this evening, the Halstead and Hendrum communities will be lighting it up blue for Cody Holty. To see more coverage on this sign of support, be sure to tune in to Valley News Live 10 at 10. Well, Senate leaders addressed the widespread protests sparked by the death of George Floyd while in police custody during opening statements this morning. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and Minority Leader Chuck Schumer gave vastly different takes on the protests and violence. Senator McConnell echoing President Trump's stance on use of military force, and Senator Schumer hammering at what he calls the president's lack of leadership.
The millions of Americans of all races and backgrounds who have taken to the streets in peaceful protest are doing something noble, reminding the powers that the decades-long failure to reform police departments is unacceptable, that systemic racism is a knee pressing on the necks of tens of millions of African Americans.
Senator Chuck Schumer went on to point out, while 4,000 protesters have been arrested over the past week, only one of the 4 police officers involved in George Floyd's death has been arrested. Steele County Public Health, along with Trail District Health Unit, Nelson Griggs District Health Unit, Mayville State University, and the North Dakota National Guard are set to host a drive-up COVID-19 testing event in Hope, North Dakota this Friday. Testing will take place from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the parking lot of Hope Page High School at 740 7th Street Southeast. Those participating in testing must be at least 12 years old. Proof of residency and employment are not required. The testing process takes approximately 15 minutes. Testing will be conducted using the oral swab as long as supplies last. For more information on how you can get registered to get tested, just head over to our VNL News app. Well, still ahead tonight, a day of reflection after the death of George Floyd grows into something bigger across the country.
And we wave goodbye to the 90s for now as we see temperatures in the 80s for most of us. We did have some morning storms and we could see some more for tomorrow in the forecast. I'll have hour by hour details right after this.